millisecond cycle 50 times, and then we'll get a 1 second long command. And to do that, we simply add a loop, and this loop counts from 1 to 50, and each time it goes through, it executes our 20 millisecond cycle, and that's our command. So you can do, any kind of pulsing you want with crazy intervals and all that. It's completely customizable using just this wait command in milliseconds in between turning things on or off. Pretty easy. All right, so let's take a look at contact sensors. Whereas contact relays give RedEye the ability to turn a switch on or off, contact sensors allow RedEye to detect when a switch is flipped. Okay. So again, our contact sensor starts as a new device, and as with the relay device, our code database doesn't currently contain any sensors, so the manufacturer selection doesn't matter. We do have a new device type for sensors, though, and we'll choose that here. That's actually pretty important because we do some things differently with the scripting. And next, we're going to choose our port for the sensor, just as before. Now, when we choose our port, this is a little different. We had a dedicated port for our relays, 4 dedicated ports. In the case of sensors, we use one of the infrared ports. So RedEye infrared ports are dual use, and they can be configured for sensor input. And we start by choosing any of the infrared ports that's not already in use, and I'm just going to pick I8 here. Then we give the sensor a name. So in this case, the sensor we're adding is an overflow sensor. And we'll use that in conjunction with our laundry valve to make sure we don't flood the laundry room if a hose breaks. And now that we have a name, we're ready to save the sensor device. And again, we're back at the device setup page. You already know that we can change the port. So instead, let's take a look at the port settings down here. Edit port settings. We saw this screen before when we were adding infrared devices, and this time we're going to tap on the mode row at the top. And we have 2 options here, infrared output, which is the default and the current setting, but we're actually going to change it to sensor input. And then we're going to save. And you'll notice that the gain control is no longer available. Basically, when you're in sensor input mode, the gain control is not adjustable, but there is still a voltage on the line. So let's talk about that briefly. So these 3.5 millimeter ports are multi-purpose. When they're in infrared out mode, we pulse the current to drive an LED. But when you